Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live here in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today I thought I would share with you my plans for seed starting in 2022. I have some things that I'm going to be starting indoors under lights. I have some things that I'm going to be waiting and putting them out directly into the garden soil when it's the appropriate time for them. And then I do have some others that I will be doing the winter sowing seed starting method. So come with me and let's talk about what's going on with seed starting here at Harmony Hills Home and Garden. So I'm up here in my second floor sunroom. This is where we did the garden themed Christmas tree in December and the wreath that I made from natural elements and that gold ring. So that's what I have going up here. And also these are my house plants that normally live downstairs in the sunroom, but for the winter they're up here and some of them are really struggling, so don't look too close at them. Okay, so seeds. Why do I start seeds from scratch? Well, you know what? For a long time I didn't. Back when I very first started gardening, I tried seeds and I didn't have any success. But also, I really didn't have the money to invest in the proper equipment, the grow light setup, or even the right kind of soil. I think I used, soil that I dug out of my flower bed to try to start my seeds, and that was really not the best way to treat your seeds. So I had early failures, and then I kind of just got away from seed starting, and it wasn't a thing that I did for a very, very, very long time. But last year I restarted, and you can see my trials and successes on my YouTube channel from last year. And this year I thought I would do it again because last year I did have some successes and I liked it. So mainly it's just so that I can challenge myself, so that I can try something new, so that I can, also there's this, FOMO thing, right? Where you like everybody else is doing it and I want to do it too, a little bit of that. And then, finally, I guess you can find better varieties, not better varieties, but more interesting different varieties of seeds than you can find already grown starts from your garden centers and nurseries. So all those factors combined, but primarily because I like a challenge and I want to learn new things and I want to see if I can do it. So that's why I'm starting things from seed again this year. Oh, also, you know what? It does save a little bit of money unless you count, the setup of the grow lights and the trays and the timers and the special seed starting soil. I don't know. It can get a little pricey, but if you're growing seeds that you can't find at a nursery, then what price tag do you put on that? You can't find them anywhere else. Or maybe you can mail order them for a high cost. So anyway, the cost, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, but I'm so rambling. Oh my gosh. Let's get to the seeds. Mainly, this is my seed collection. This is where I stored my seeds that I used last year. And around about October, I went through them. I threw away any of the old packages that I had been saving for the plant information. And I placed an order from Johnny's Seeds last fall in around September or October. And so the Johnny Seed order is already mixed into here. But basically this container is just sorted alphabetically by the plant name. And it's really not very specific. Some of them are alphabetical by their Latin name. Some of them are alphabetical by their common name. It's really just which name has the biggest print on the package. That's the name that it's alphabetized by. The Johnny's order that I made last fall is already mixed into here, but for the most part, these are last year's seeds that I've had for quite some time. These seeds are the very few vegetable seeds that I have. I'm not really a vegetable gardener. I've tried doing vegetable gardens and I just don't have the right amount of sun. Also, I don't have the right amount of interest because there really aren't all that very many types of vegetables that I enjoy eating. I'd rather go to a farmer's market or even the grocery store and get the produce that we eat rather than go to all the fuss and trial of trying to keep my vegetables alive, which I've really not ever been able to do. So I have some lettuce, I have some carrot seeds, maybe some spinach that hasn't ever worked for me yet, so it probably won't this time either. I don't know. Basil. I have a lot of basil and some other kinds of herbs. So really just leafy greens. Oh, and I have radishes that I tried last year. I failed with radishes. How do you fail with radishes? I mean, I'm told that even a kindergartner can grow radishes. I can't grow radishes. So it's just, I don't know. Anyway, so these are all flowers and these are vegetables. And then this envelope here is the Baker's Creek seed order that I just received. I placed it on New Year's Day, and it just came in. So I am going to share with you the seeds that I ordered and have this year that I am definitely going to be planting. That'll be the first thing that I talk to you about. So I'm going to start with the Baker Creek order that I just made because it's here and it's easy and I've already sorted it. Okay, first of all, when you order from Baker Creek, if you order some sort of threshold minimum, they send you a couple of seed packets for free. So for free, they sent me Merlot lettuce and St. Valerie carrots. Now, I have grown lettuce. I have grown carrots. I've had very minor success with carrots. I've had good success with lettuce. So I will plant these up and use them this spring. Okay, so the reason I made an order from Baker Creek is because I saw Laura on Garden Answer on her Instagram. She talked, and also she made a YouTube video about it since then, but she talked about how she found pink dandelions. And I thought, pink dandelions? That sounds really interesting. So yeah, I ordered dandelion seeds. Can you believe it? My husband isn't too much of a fan of this plan, but too bad for him. So pink dandelions, yes, that is why I went on to the Baker Creek website. But oh, fungus gnat flying around. Isn't that special? Whew. I should get my sticky traps out. I've got fungus gnats in here all over those houseplants over there. I am a hot mess today. Sorry for the rambling. Okay, let me get back to it. Okay, the Baker Creek order that I made. I was in Minnesota visiting our grandkids up there and my son and daughter-in-law, and it was New Year's Day and everybody was just kind of relaxing and laying around and the kids were sleeping and I was browsing my computer and I saw about the pink dandelion. So I went onto the website and I couldn't remember what I had already ordered from Johnny's, and so there may or may not be a little bit of overlap there. So anyway, okay, so with all of those provisos out of the way, I have some Agastache or Agastache, or I don't know how else you might say it, but I've heard it both ways, Agastache and Agastache. This is the rose mint variety. Let's see, aromatic perennial with phenomenal minty rose fragrance. So that sounds really good. I love the color, and Agastache plants are wonderful for pollinators. They do self-seed around. I think some of them more than others. I'm not sure if this is one that will self-seed a lot or not. I don't know. Anyway, so there we go. Agastache. Okay, hyacinth bean. I want to grow them and I haven't ever tried before. So I've got some hyacinth beans. These are the Moonshadow hyacinth, and I just love the idea of that dark green leaf with the pink flowers and the purple pea pods. This is a variety that the website said is edible, and it's used in a lot of Chinese food, stir fries and things like that. So a pole bean, highly ornamental. Purple pods are used in Asia as a vegetable and becoming popular for cutting in arrangements. So I thought this might be fun. I'll probably put this either on the arbor where I have a rose and a clematis. I might not put it there because I already do have a rose and a clematis. I could put it anywhere along the chain link fence that has enough sun. Or if I can't find any spots like that, then I will construct some sort of teepee or other arbor situation or an obelisk, something like that for this as an ornamental plant. I'm looking forward to it. Next, Nicotiana. Now, this is a plant that I have grown before from starts that I got at the nursery, but I've never grown it from seed. And this one is the Scentsation Mix. And so they are purples and pinks and whites, which is my color scheme after all. And they should be nicely scented. These, how tall do they get? Put your glasses on, Jenny. You can read it better. Let's see, how tall? Doesn't say. It doesn't say. Plant them 12 to 14 inches apart. It doesn't say how tall they get, so I don't know, but I know that other Nicotianas get about 2.5 feet tall, so maybe that's the same. I don't know. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into this plant order, as you can see. Okay, marigolds. I really don't like marigolds, especially the orange ones. Oh my gosh, I have nightmares about the marigolds on my mom's back porch when I was a little girl, and they had bees all over them and I got stung, and so that's why I don't like marigolds. I think I have horror dreams, nightmares about being stung by bees. But I found Kilimanjaro white marigolds, and they're not precisely white. They are a little bit creamy, buttery yellow, but this color is way better to me than the orange ones. I just am not a fan, and it's because of the bee stings. So I know it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. So white marigold, Kilimanjaro white. What else? Oh, I got out of order. I was in alphabetical, now I'm not. Okay, so the pink dandelion. Again, these are supposed to be not quite as invasive and weedy as the common yellow ones that so many of us have in our gardens and lawns. It's from Central Asia, much less prolific member of the dandelion family. And so it's supposed to be pastel. And I've read some reviews of this seed, and some growers found that it stayed mostly white, and some found that it did grow pink as the flowers aged. So I'm interested to see how this one does. Okay, sweet peas. I tried sweet peas last year. I got impatient with them and ripped them out. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have kept them and cared for them better. Anyway, so I would like to try them again. So I bought another package of sweet peas. These are the Old Spice Mix, and I'm going to give it another shot. Gomphrena. I've seen online so many growers growing Gomphrena. All the flower farmers that I follow, I think I follow 3 or 4 flower farmers, of course, Garden Answer, The Impatient Gardener, lots of people out there in the gardening YouTube world grow Gomphrena, and it's wonderful as a cut or as a dried flower. And it's also wonderful just in the landscape as an annual. So I got some atomic purple Gomphrena seeds, and I'm eager to grow these. So that'll be fun. Oh, this doesn't belong in this pile. It goes over there, but I'll keep it here for a second. Okay. All right. So another thing that I want to try is Canterbury bells. This is a biennial, so I'll plant them this year and they'll grow a plant, and then next year they'll flower, kind of like foxgloves. This says you can plant them directly in the soil in the late summer or early fall, and it'll grow the plant in the fall, and then the next spring it'll grow the flower. But I'm just going to go ahead and grow the plant all summer long, and it'll be a stronger plant and maybe more flowers. So that's my plan for the Canterbury bells. All right. Black-eyed Susan vine. Now, we live here in Maryland, and black-eyed Susans are the state flower, but you know, black-eyed Susans truly are Rudbeckia. So the black-eyed Susan vine is not really a black-eyed Susan. It just looks like a black-eyed Susan, so that's why they call it a black-eyed Susan. So anyway, actually, I really don't like black-eyed Susans. I don't like that color gold in my garden. It's kind of like I don't like orange either. I like buttery yellow, but not really goldy yellow as much. So I didn't want the regular black-eyed Susan vine, so I got this one, which is pinks and whites and maroons, the blushing Susie variety of black-eyed Susan vine. So it's a lot of talking about a black-eyed Susan. Black-eyed Susan, black-eyed Susan. How many times can I say it in a 3-minute span? I don't know. Black-eyed Susan. There's one more for you. Okay, and then the last thing that I got from Baker Creek is this basil, purple ball basil. I love the foliage, and I'm planning to grow some of this for eating, but mostly I'm going to grow several plants just for ornament in the garden, and having different colors of foliage around the garden I think is going to be really nice. So purple ball basil. All right, so that's my Baker Creek order. Let's find all the Johnny seeds that I bought. Okay, so I've already mixed all my Johnny seeds into the alphabetical system that I had going on from last year. So let me just dig through and find them and tell you what I have. Okay. All right. So none of these packages have pictures on them. So I'm going to pop up a picture over here in this side of the screen for you so you can see what the pictures look like. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go through here is my vegetable pile. And apparently I had in mind last fall that I wanted some purple basil as well, because here I have red Reuben basil, a lot of it. This is a really fat, thick package of red Reuben basil and dark opal basil. So purple basil in the garden is going to be a thing for me this year. All right, and then I have other basils from last year. Is there any more Johnnies in here? No, that's it. Okay, so that's all the vegetable seeds that I got from Johnny's, just those 2 basil varieties. Let me sort these lettuces into their proper places. Lettuce and carrot. There we go. Okay. Now let me go through my big regular stash and look for all the Johnnies. Okay. First up, we have amaranth, and this one is the Hopi Red amaranth. So I've never grown amaranth before. I'm hoping to put it along the back chain link fence in the back garden and hoping that it will grow up into be a nice kind of a screen along that back. The only thing is I'm not sure it's going to get enough sun back there, but you know, for the cost of a few dollars of a seed packet, I'm going to give it a shot. This has at least 100 seeds in it, and 100 plants is way too many. But I'll probably sow 20 or 30 of them and then try to grow a screen of red amaranth across the back there. We'll see how that works. All right, what else? Johnny, where are you, Johnny? Here we go. All right, I bought a few different kinds of cosmos. I've grown, you know, the cosmos that you can get at the Dollar Tree or the, you know, at the Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. Never really tried to grow anything terribly special, but this year I decided to go ahead and try the Double Click Snow Puff variety and also the Double Click Mix, which is a mix of pinks. I think, is there purple in there? I'm not sure, but the picture will be hanging up there and showing you really quick. I thought that enough growers online were having success with the double clicks that I thought, well, I could give it a try as well. And again, you know, starting from seeds, if you want to try something and see if you like it, seeds is the most inexpensive way to go, other than, you know, having a friend who gives it to you for free or something. Next up, oh, this is going to be a good one. So I have a lot of foxgloves out in my garden, and I love foxgloves. But the ones that I have so far are the biennial type, where, you know, the plant grows 1 year and then the flowers come the second year. But there is at least one, there might be more than one variety of foxglove that blooms in its first year, and the one that I got is the Camelot mix. So Camelot foxgloves, you start them roughly now indoors probably, and then you set them out and you let the plant grow, and then they do flower in this summer. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is the Camelot mix, mixed colors. So I'm eager to see how these grow in my garden. These grow to be 42 to 48 inches tall. So I do need to find a good spot. Traditionally, all of my foxgloves are nice, big, tall ones like that. So, yep, I love foxgloves. Yes. Oh, hey, look at that. I have a whole other packet of hyacinth bean that I bought last year and never planted. So what was the other one that I had? Moon something from Baker Creek? Moonshadow. Well, this one is called Ruby Moon. So maybe I'll try them both and see how they do compared to each other. That wasn't a Johnny's seed though. So get on back on track, Jenny, back on track. Oh, I want to mention here, a viewer sent me some seeds from her garden, and I'll definitely be planting these. These are blackberry tiger lily seeds that came from her garden, and this is from Peggy. So thank you, Peggy. I will be looking forward to planting these and seeing how they do in my garden. Blackberry tiger lilies from Florida. Thank you, Peggy from Florida. Alrighty. Yes, two kinds of scabiosa. So the first one is Fama White, and the next one is Fama Deep Blue. I love scabiosa. I tried some last year. I bought 3 plants from the nursery. 2 of them ended up dying from lack of water, so I definitely need to have them on drip irrigation this year. I do have plans to put in drip irrigation this year, like really, like truly, like so that it's kind of foolproof. You should never say that with me. Anyway, so I thought scabiosa is a beautiful flower, and I'd like to have more, and the Fama ones are supposed to be taller and bigger than the ones that I had. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, 26 to 30 inches tall on these. So the white and the deep blue scabiosa, I'm really hoping that they come through and that they do well for me. Okay, another thing that I tried last year from seeds that I got at the Dollar Tree and at Lowe's, and I didn't really have a ton of success with, I wasn't really happy, was Snapdragons. Now, I guess there are different kinds. I shouldn't be surprised by this. I've been gardening for 30 years. I should know this by now, but there are different families of varieties of annuals, and some of them are, you know, different characteristics than others of them. And apparently the Snapdragons that I bought last year were the kind that I didn't like. I'm hoping that these are the kind that I do like. These are the Potomac Appleblossom, Potomac Pink, Madam Butterfly Rose, and Bridal Pink. So all 4 of these Snapdragons are more designed for cut flowers than for the landscape. So I'm hoping that I can find a place to put them where I can treat them kind of like a cut flower, but that they'll look nice in the landscape. I'm going to try to straddle that and see if I can make it work. I hope so, because you know, when I watch all these farmers on YouTube and I see their beautiful snapdragons, they're all just so gorgeous. And I want that. I want that in my garden, and I'm going to try it. And we're going to see how it goes. And if you know about how to grow these snapdragons successfully, what kind of conditions they need and what I need to know about it, please let me know. And by the way, that goes for anything in this whole thing. If you have grown any of these seeds that I'm talking about and you've had successes, or if you've had failures, or if you had original failures, but then you figured it out and had success, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to learn from you. And so would all the other viewers watching this video. All right. So what else? Statice. Last year I grew Statice Heavenly Blue, and that was a packet that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it did pretty darn well. It was a little messier than I wanted it, but that's because I didn't care for it very well. So I got two different kinds of other Statice. One is Seeker White and one is Seeker Blue. And so I'm eager to have these in the garden as well. And these I know should grow pretty well. The good thing about Statice, I think, is that it's definitely a cut and come again kind of a plant. The more you cut it off, the more stems it will put up and send you more flowers. The other thing that's easy about it, not easy so much as just nice about it, is that pests didn't bother it. I had rabbits down in the bottom of our backyard all last summer, and the Statice never got touched. So I don't know if deer bother it, but I'm going to guess no, because it's kind of a strange texture and a strange shape. And another great thing about Statice is that it's everlasting. So you can cut it. And I did this last year. You can cut some off, put it in a vase, let the water in the vase evaporate, and then the plant will dry out, and then you'll have beautiful, and it holds its color really well as well. So you'll have beautiful dried flowers. Oh, and I'm hoping to grow this, cut it, and dry it, and then I can do another garden-themed Christmas tree next year with the Statice. And by the way, that's what I'm hoping for a lot of these plants as well. Okay, what else? I'm going to try growing stock this year. I've never grown stock before, and actually I don't even really know much about it. But the varieties that I got are Iron White and Quartet Rainbow, because I sing in a barbershop quartet, and I thought that sounds like a good name for me. So I got Quartet Rainbow stock and Iron White stock. So I'm going to give these a try. I don't know much about it. I figure why not? All right, what else? Hey, guess what? I had already bought sweet peas from Johnny's when I bought sweet peas from Baker Creek, but these are different. These are Mammoth Choice Mix, and the ones that I got over there are Old Spice Mix. So I'm going to try sweet peas again, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to have more patience and better care for them and see if I can make it work. All right, what else? I'm coming down to the end here. This is, I think, yeah, these are the last of my Johnny's seeds. So zinnias. Oh, zinnias are so easy. They are just like, you can just toss them on the ground after frosts are done and keep them a little bit moist. Actually, you don't even have to keep them moist. You don't even have to care for them, because zinnias volunteer in my garden all the time. So I got some special zinnias that I've never had before. One is the Senora variety. Eager to see those. One is Bennery's Giant Coral. The Bennery's Giant, sometimes their flowers are like 3 or 4 inches across. They're huge, they're gorgeous. And then Bennery's Giant Deep Red. So I'm excited to have these zinnias in my garden, because zinnias have always been an easy success for me in the garden, and I'm just hopeful that these will turn out to be the same. I think that is the end of the new seeds that I bought this year. Some of the old seeds I'm going to try again, and some of them I'm not. I'm just going to have to prioritize. Because here's the thing. You know, you only have so much room in your garden, and when you're shopping for seeds, it's really easy to say, oh, it's just one more packet. Oh, it's not much of a problem. I'll fit this in somewhere. But then first of all, you run out of space in your seed starting setup, whether you're doing it indoors under lights or outdoors in the garden or in winter sowing. It's really easy to have way more seeds than you can possibly fit into soil. Second, once you've got seedlings, they need to be hardened off if you've done them indoors. And I tell you what, I think hardening off seeds is the most tedious, boring, frustratingly slow process in the face of the earth. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, but not much of one. I really don't enjoy the process of hardening off seeds. That's why I'm a proponent of the winter sow method, because there's no hardening off required there. The moving of the plants in and out and in and out and in and out. Ugh. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Don't do too many seeds because you might not have room for them. You have to schlep them around when you're hardening them off. And then it's time to put them in the garden and you're like standing there. You ever done this? You're standing there with a flat of plants that you've either bought or grown as seedlings and you're like, where can I possibly put these plants? Oh my gosh, I've overbought again. I've overgrown again. And so then you're like finding friends and neighbors and you're leaving things on their front porch and running away, hoping they don't find out. I already bought too many new seeds this year. I don't really need all the ones that I bought. And so I'm not sure how many of last year's seeds I'm going to worry about trying to get into the soil this year. The reason I do seeds is so that I can have fun with it and try new things. So I'm going to concentrate on the things that I really want, flower. Like I really want those Camelot Foxgloves. So I definitely am going to grow those. Actually, I'm definitely going to grow all the ones that I bought this year. It would be silly not to. But as far as older seeds, there are some things that I do want to try, like that other hyacinth bean that I just found in there. Or, there's a few other things in there that I definitely do want to try. But not all of them, for sure. I'm going to have to prioritize. Okay, so as I was planning my garden this year, I did actually make a Pinterest board that shows the images of all the flowers that I bought seeds for this year. And I did that so that I could kind of look at the colors of the flowers and make sure I wasn't going too far astray from my color scheme. So if you'd like to see that Pinterest board, I'll put a link in the comment section down below, and you can see all of the seeds that I ordered that I just talked about on that pin board. So that is the overview of the seeds that I am going to be starting this year. As I do them, I will put up videos, and so you'll see them in progress as I go along. Some of these seeds are going to be winter sown, some of them are going to be direct seeded outside, and some of them are going to be done indoors. I'm going to try to limit the number of indoor seeds this year because it's a space thing. So we'll see what I do there. So if you're starting seeds this year, put the information down in the comment section down below about what you're doing and how you go about it. Do you have a greenhouse? Oh, I am envious of you if you do. Do you have a polytunnel or some sort of covered protective space outside? Do you use a cold frame? Are you doing stuff indoors? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that you gave me your time and energy watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if you would like to follow along with Harmony Hills over the course of the coming growing season, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come along for the ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you have a wonderful day in your garden, in your home, snuggled up, wherever you are, and I'll see you again in another video real soon. Bye, friends.